Hello, I'm Eileen Blum and welcome to Beechlawn Special School. This school has a realm of difficulties from severe needs to children who are going through their A-levels and GCSEs. Over the past few years, we have created 5 sensory rooms from our sixth form right through to our year 8s. We have rooms that are silent and we have immersive teaching rooms, and we think it's very important to have the immersive teaching so that children actually can experience everything around them when they are learning. Come and take a look. So, sensory 1. This room is a room that is completely silent. You can't put music on, but this is for the children who just don't want any noise. They just need to have that quietness and they need to just sit there and relax. We have the UV, so we can light up our cushion, and we have our interactive liquid tiles. But when we turn it off, we have this. And our children and our teachers, I would like to say, love this. They can just sit back, take a look and relax and watch the stars moving and the planets going around. So in contrast to our quiet room, then we have a room that's a wee bit more busy, but come and see. So many things in this room. We have our strings. The children are either touching them, lying under them, feeling them. They love seeing fish in the bubble tube. This vibrates. This vibration makes a difference. They can lie down on this. They can just sit on this. They love having all the mirrors, putting their face against this. This cube changes the colours of our lights. Whatever colour they want, they press the colour and it comes up on the lights. It has a water bed, vibroacoustic. So with music, this vibrates and very relaxing. You can have the sound coming through the speaker or you can have the sound coming through the bed. Our children love things like our mirror ball, and we have various screens and various bubbles. We also have an interactive touch board. Some of our children just spend the whole time touching this, feeling the different textures. So we could have somebody sitting there at the bubble tube, somebody by the lights, somebody touching the touch board, and somebody lying on the acoustic bed. So the children that were coming here want a wee bit more stimulus. They want to feel things. They want to lie under the LEDs. They want under the strings. They want to look at the fish in the bubble tube. We could have 2 or 3 children here at one time. Some children like to lie under the beanbags. These beanbags are amazing. They're very relaxing, and our children just relax. Our children would come in here after arriving on the bus. If it's been just too busy on the bus and they just need some time to acclimatise themselves to coming into school, this is where they would go. We have children timetabled every day to come in here. Okay, we'll go into our 3rd sensory room. So we felt that it was very important to have a room where you could bring the whole class. And I wanted an immersive experience for our children. So our immersive experience is, if we were talking about a tropical island, we have that on our Pico. We also have, underneath the tropical island, we have our coral reef. And if you stand on it, bubbles will appear. So our children are starting to experience this. The sound makes a difference. We also have smells from our aromatherapy. So we have some smells coming through. The children can experience this. I can change the colors of the room. I can make the rooms match what we're talking about. So we could have a blue room because of the sea. We could have yellow because of the sun shining. So the children are starting to experience and able to put that into their literacy because they know what we're talking about. Other children can be sitting by the bubble tube, lying under the LEDs. The children can actually change the colours of the LEDs and the bubble tubes with the control panel, and then that can match what we're talking about. So for some children, that's their learning experience. For other children, they can be experiencing this. The colours, we're doing the colours again to match what we're talking about. But for them, that's what they're going to be looking. They're going to be looking into this, changing the pattern, changing the colours. Other children will be sitting here, they'll be talking about it, they'll be listening. So this can actually hold the whole class and you can be teaching. We've done things like the Great Bar of London, having red, the room being red, having flames, having the sounds. The sound effects make a big difference too. So we're hearing the waves, we're seeing the pictures, we're experiencing what happens underneath. It makes a big difference to our children. They understand what we're talking about.
We use the sensory room for story massage sessions with the pupils. Story massage is where we bring them in and they listen to a story being read and they follow along with self-regulating, self-calming massage moves. Usually those moves would have been performed on each other, but because of COVID, would have to adapt it. So they perform the massage moves on themselves. There are about 10 moves, different ones that go with each section of the story. It's a really relaxing, calming process. And we bring them into the sensory room so they can sit in the bean bags and we turn on the bubble tube and the different lights and the relaxing music. Sometimes with the different images on the board, we can match those up with whatever the story is. And that really enhances the process and it has a really calming sensory effect for them.
Up here in the sixth form sensory area, sensory space, we have a rhapsody, which our older pupils really enjoy because as they speak, as they make any noise, it reacts to the noise. So some of our pupils can come up with their guitars because we have some really good musicians here. And as they play, they have the rhapsody almost as an audience because it's responding to everything they do. And it makes a real difference. Our sixth formers enjoy this on a different level. They enjoy this for the relaxation, but they also enjoy it for the stimulus. So when I came here 5 years ago, there wasn't really a sensory room here. And we did not know where we were going to get the funds for this. So my class wrote to every supermarket and every retailer we could find. And Tesco's actually came back and they funded the first sensory room, which is sensory room 2. They paid for painters, they paid for the bubble tubes and the strings. What we realised very quickly is how much this was needed. So we accessed funding from such elements as extended schools, shared education, because anybody coming into the school can use the sensory rooms. And there are lots of funding possibilities out there. And it has not had to come from school funds, but it has made a huge, huge impact on the school. We accessed and got all of our equipment through Learning Space. Now, that happened initially because our head teacher had heard really good things about Learning Space. And they have been really, really good partners to work with.
I'm Dr. Joanne Atkinson and I'm principal here of Beechlawn Special School in Hillsborough. Our school here is a moderate learning difficulty school, which means we have a variety of children with lots of different needs. When I first came, we didn't really have a lot of sensory integration happening in this school, and that was one of the most important things I felt was needed in this school. Since then, we've been very fortunate in that we have now established a lot of sensory classrooms for the children to use. However, I do realise this can be quite expensive, and it is good even to have sensory items within the classes for all the children to use. Our children here, although they are high ability, some of them, they still need that sensory integration. And the fact that we have these classes enables children who may be struggling with the classroom environment just to take a few minutes out, time out, go to the sensory room and calm down there, get their focus back and relax. We have the sensory room set up for children of all abilities. So we have children who need the sensory rooms actually in their timetable, and that would be put in as a sensory break for them. We also have children on sensory diets, and then we have those children who just need to go to the sensory room in order to just adjust and regulate their emotional feelings, using the light, using all the stimulus that are there, and get them back just in an area where they can focus on their classroom activities and do well in their work.